All right, hello. I gotta make videos, so that's what we're doing. So today we have a Giga Brew. This is some nonsense, but I was kind of trying to figure out if Colossal Hammer was something worth doing in this format. I don't think it is, if I'm being completely honest. There's just like the Core Steel Cutter decks are arguably the best decks, and there's a lot of hate directed towards those decks, which means more culling rituals, more temporary lockdowns, and those things are kind of problematic if you want to play a deck like this. So you get a lot of splash hate, and I think you're probably just worse off, but it's still fun to experiment. I like exploring the things that other people don't explore. That's what's fun to me. I don't really want to work on Izzet prowess and figure out if what the 15th sideboard card should be. So what we have here is we're taking some of the tech from the Greasefang decks, which stole some tech from the standard decks of the era when Monument came out. And we've got a bunch of ways to discard. We've got 4 Monument to Endurance, and then we've got 4 Mycosynth Gardens. So that's the Greasefang, whatever Monument part of the deck. The rest of it is we're doing Sigarda's Aid stuff. We're doing hammer things. We can turn 1 Aid, play a 2-drop on 2, maybe one of the ones with Indestructible, and then turn 3 we can make it have 13 or 12 power, whatever it is. Make it very large and just do beatdowns. We can also play a hammer on 1 and then play a Kemba on 2. And we've got Cloud to help us find our hammers. One quick note I want to make about Cloud is this is a monocolor deck. There is a black equipment that lets you discard for free. So if you wanted to add black to the deck, that's another way to make Cloud into one of these, where you can enable your monument. I figured it wasn't necessarily needed. So we're just going to try mono white for now. I want to explore mono white and then figure out what it's missing if I can through playing mono white, and then we'll figure out, like, you can add black, you can play the equipment demon, you can play unholy annex, you can play Thoughtseize removal spells. Obviously the red versions are Corey Steelcutter, and then the toll guy, play blue, play metallic rebuke, and I don't really know what green has to offer. You could maybe play like Paw Patch Recruit, the Oath of Nissa, the beaver card, lets you look at top 3 added artifact or a creature. That might be good in this style of deck. So I think there's all sort of colors you could explore, but for now we're just going to do mono white. We have a Lion Sash, which is two important things. It's a cat, so you can trigger Kemba when it comes into play. And the other thing is it's just a creature. So if you're worried that you're going to run out of creatures to equip things to, your Cloud might die. It's nice to be able to get an extra body. And then, of course, aside from those relevant points, it's a magic card, right? This is a scavenging ooze. It's going to stop other people's graveyard effects like Greasefang. And then also when you're discarding to Seasoned Hallowblade or Guardian, you're getting permanents in the graveyard. This can become big. This can also equip. Does a lot of things relevant for the deck. And, of course, it's tutorable with Cloud. We have 4 Shelter by Ghost because we are playing the full 8 indestructible things. This works well with Cloud as well. If Cloud gets equipped, the ward will trigger 2 times. So if you have something like a Lavaspur Boots and a Shelter by Ghost on your Cloud, this thing basically has hexproof, which is nice. There's the monument. We've got 10 ways to discard just to enable this. No graveyard stuff, so we are missing out on some value that some of the other discard decks are going to have. But that does mean we're also less vulnerable to graveyard hate, so that's nice. Of course, you need Shadowspear to give your hammered things tramples. You know, get chump blocked all day. I'm trying boots. I don't know if you need boots, but we're trying it out. And then, of course, Dragonfire Blade. This is very relevant because it's a way to tutor and then protect your thing from like a fatal push. So if I have Cloud and I already have a hammer, I can play the Cloud, tutor this, attack, equip my hammer when they fatal push my guy. Now I can just give it hexproof. And it's also a decent card. We don't have multicolored cards on our deck, but this is mostly just to protect your things once you have the instant speed from Sigarda's Aid. Mana bases, Eiganjos, a couple of utility lands, and a pile of plains. Sideboard, we got 4 Seam Rip, 3 Rest in Peace, Damping Sphere for Lotus Field, some Ajani's and Lorans for control, temporary lockdown type things, and then Wedding Announcement. So I put a lot of things that I was hoping would be decent against the effects that are going to be good against my deck. I don't know if all of this is necessary, but a lot of 3 CMC, a lot of Resilient to Sweeper, or good against temporary lockdown effects. So that is it for the list. Having some fun, doing some nonsense. somehow playing a Colossal Hammer Monument to Endurance deck. But yeah, if you guys want the lists in the description, otherwise I will see you in the games. Hopefully they're decent. Hopefully our deck can not be the most embarrassing thing ever. But I think we've got some stuff going on here that makes sense, and maybe we'll learn a thing or two. So enjoy. All right, we are probably against Control, which is be a great matchup. Just gonna keep and hope I draw land and can cheese them with this Kemba. I don't think it'll work, but seems like my best shot is just like make a big thing before they can counter anything, and then try to chunk them enough that maybe when they lock down me in an okay spot. But yeah, I could have just mulliganed. I don't really know what my... I think all I want is either Monument. Now I get locked down, or I get no more lives. I'd be sad. But on the other hand, I guess I want is maybe just like Monument on 3 and to just pretend that's gonna be good. Alright, well we got our thing into play. No lockdown is nice. You verdict? Okay, cool. Also had a Guardian. Orb, okay. You get Wandering Emperor. You did nothing last turn? What do I get punished by here? I think I'm gonna serve and replay Kemba. I can deal with this. Sure. Okay, so now we're looking at Wandering Emperor, but we have Lavaspur Boots, so a lot of Colossus Hammer. Gonna map first, maybe. That much of a difference. I do think equipping the lava is good though. This is a weird spot. I think I'm gonna map. I just want my next draw to be good. They're looking for a land if they have Wandering Emperor. Found the land. Now I have a million Colossal Hammers without any. Unfortunate. Yeah.
Now you've done it. That's coming off.
Could have not attacked, but I mean I don't really know. There's not. It just seemed like they have Wandering Emperor. I don't know if I have that patience. Yeah, drawing 4 Colossal Hammers and just not having 8 is pretty unlucky. Maybe we draw an indestructible thing, but I assume they have a counter or a way to deal with some of the stuff they have going on.
If you wish to stand
Narset means I have to hit next turn to have a chance, but dead.
let your blade do the talking.
Well, we drew all of our equipment. Is there any equipment left in my deck, or is this literally everyone? It's kind of funny. Well, that's unlucky. Did keep a 1-lander, so pretty greedy. Maybe it's justice, maybe it's karma. That sucks. Okay, what equipment did I have left? I mean, I'm not gonna count the Lion Sash. We just drew every single equipment before a creature. Yikes. Okay. Go minus shelter, I think. Boots is probably good. I don't know if I need Shadowspear here. all the hammer stuff. I'm gonna go no Shadowspear. Maybe we get bricked by like an Elspeth, but fine. And what am I trimming? Take out like 8 hammer, maybe. They're better on the play though. Could be Kemba. I actually don't know. My sideboard maybe just has too many. Alright, we'll do no blade. I guess it's good against Wandering Emperor. And then I think I'm going to keep all the indestructible guys. Probably minus Fleeting Spirit. Spirit's fine too. I just, like, the other thing I was thinking about taking out was the Lion Sash. But it is nice to just have a threat, try to do some equipment, beat down stuff, and then have a backup threat. Okay, so we don't have to miss. I mean, if we just drew, it was just a greedy keep, so I don't need to spend too much time talking about that. I'm just a sick person. But yeah, if we hit the land right away, probably would have been fast enough. So we'll see. We'll see what things are gonna look like post board, but maybe this Kemba can get things done. Okay, so missing on land is sad. I can bank on hitting land and go boots. And then go boots, hammer, and then go Kemba. Hit land, hammer equip, Lavaspur equip, attack. I think that's my best line. I can also just lay a cloud down and just play for small beats and some value. But I don't think the equipment really has that much value because I already have the Lavaspur Boots. That seems like one of the more important cards. Or like one of the more appealing cards to get off of Cloud. Yep. $22 lands. I don't know. Maybe I should have more land. Yeah, I'm playing against control. They're doing the control thing. I don't want a cloud here. Unlocking the hammer doesn't accomplish much. I think we'll get the Lion Sash. Getting absorbed. Yep. That portable hole is very good. Okay. Good enough for me. GG. Alright, let's try again Yorion. So, we just playing against blue-white control twice. Perhaps. Alright, we're not going to keep the one-lander. And is fine. Question is, what do I want to do on bird? Going first, so do I want to keep 2 lands or do I want to keep 3 lands? I think I just keep, I guess I'm mulling the Sash with the plan of using the Cloud to get like Lavaspur Boots or just some value thing. I could even just re-get the... Alright, let's play for this. I could re-get the Sash, so if I thought it was controlled. But this is maybe Enigmatic, be Niv. Probably no. All right. I think I'm just gonna scrap this hammer. I want to draw. may as well, I guess. If they interact here, it could be awkward, but it's not that big of a deal for me. Now I think I can deal 3. I think I will. What am I getting with this cloud? Just some piece that I want to discard. Yeah, I guess with 2 cards, it doesn't make that big of a difference. Yeah, versus annoying. This is, yeah. A lot of these decks are just so good at dealing with all the things I'm trying to do. You have enough the Beanstalk. Do I even want to play around removal spell? Probably. Worth 2 points anyway. So I guess I'll enlist. You do this. Your attacks you made a non-attacking. Oh, without summoning sickness. Okay, so I punted. Just say go. Sure. Pest Control is another card that is pretty good against hammer stuff. Do we have Bring to Light? Assume if they Bring to Light, they can just get like Shadow's Verdict, and I'll probably be dead. Hopefully that they don't, and we can just cheese them with the Monument. Definitely hunted by playing this Kemba, but we'll see how much it matters. So you have a million cards, but you're dead. Where did they play the land, right? Wow. Okay, that was scary. Well, we did the monument thing. Okay, so what am I doing against this deck? Because Nib is always weird, right? Where you have these cards, they're supposed to be good against control, and then they just put a 6/6 into play or Valky you, and like your grindy cards don't matter. You're kind of just hoping that their deck fails itself. I really don't have cards that are good in this matchup. I could have Archon in my sideboard, maybe that would be good, or like Aven Interrupter. Those are the type of things I think I want, but I think we should just try to go fast. Do I want Loran? Loran for Binding, Beans, Cornucopia? I think that's appealing enough. Wedding Announcement and Ajani, I think, are just not it. And I think I'm just going to take out even 1 shelter, maybe. Yeah, this is very bad, right? Only stops Binding. Is it better or worse than like an Ajani? Maybe just Wedding Announcement. Could just be Shelter. Well, like I am gonna get in spots where like they niv and then I just shelter to finish the game. Let's just do like Wedding Announcement, I guess. I'm not sure. Okay. Go again. Between Vanishing Verse and Leyline Binding, it's kind of a scary matchup as well. Niv always feels like it mostly is just coming down to your opponent's deck not working, or you kill them before they can play the game, which, you know, makes sense. They've got a lot of tap lands. This hand is pretty mid. If I draw a Cloud, it's turn 3 attack for 13. If I draw a Monument, I'll be happy. Probably should Mole, but I'm not confident this is a Mole, so we'll just try it. There it did. Yeah. Well, our draw steps have been the worst possibles, so here's my 3-1. You've got a lot of mana and you're very not dead. Good draw. Be surprised if my Hallowblades get exiled. Really? Let's go ahead and filter a card. Draw. And let's burn you for 3. Felix face, sure. Felix being their last card sort of makes sense. Hellish Norn. What the hell? Let's south my shelter? I'm annoyed. Alright, keep Eiganjo and they block. I get to Eiganjo, which is kind of sick. Otherwise, I can just gardens and burn them. I think I'm playing for that. Your turn. Okay. We have another discarder, so they're just... Oh, wait, I lose a monument too. It doesn't matter, though. Do they go after both monuments? Yeah, I guess it does matter then. So, we just want to draw a monument? I guess I don't need the Fleeting Spirit. Yeah, Elishnorn and the Leyland Binding is kind of funny. That might be the difference maker. I thought they were just dead. Give me for 4. Pop that guy. Yeah, that makes sense. I forgot about the doubling their stuff. Alright, I get no trigger. Go. What would this wedding announcement have been? Elishnorn just turn off my whole deck. Could have been some other stuff. It's not looking great here, but Omnath. Okay. That was really close. I wonder if they had the binding or they drew it. They probably drew it, right? I think it could have gotten cast at an earlier point. Close. Let's go first and just hope to maybe run him over. First, Hammer Kemba. Well, I think this is running them over. Kemba can easily die, but you know maybe they have tap land, and I mean if I get one chunk off with this, it makes my life a lot easier because I get to play towards chip damage. I get to play towards monument. That jazz beans. All right, we're taking 13. Let's go. another hammer, but it's okay. Now I've got this annoying indestructible thing. Alright. Well, there's the hammer plan in action. You got fast kills, kind of like Greasefang, and then you get the grindy / burn angle monument. So, cool. Got one. Alright, GG's. Alright, what do we got? Let's go first. Let's... Keep? Okay, sure. His hand sort of relies on Shelter by Ghost being good. I want to jam the hammer. I think the answer is no. If I draw the cat exactly next turn, I guess I'll regret it, but if I draw the cat, it's fine. Maybe I can get some value later. And then if I draw Sigarda's Aid, I would rather sandbag this and just curve into Guardian into Aid. Mount. The deck easily could have some exile effects, but hopefully this Guardian's insulated enough. Get some work done with it. Damn. Well. Alright. So I can't even top deck a plane. Oh no, okay. So this is pretty nice, because now this one's Ward 4. Oh my god, what am I doing? Am I stupid? I don't... Yes, the answer is yes. What is wrong with my brain? I don't know why I thought this was... I mean, I know why I did that, but I somehow thought this was coming back. Okay, well, I should have just gone after this, obviously. I don't care about this 2/2 at all. I'm gonna get infinite Thopters, and I'm not gonna be able to kill them with my hammer BS. So I threw. Well, this one's on me. My intention was to remove BS from play. In my head, I was gonna have a Seasoned Hallowblade with 2 Shelter by Ghosts on it. Not the case. And now my opponent gets infinite free blockers. We didn't get any help. Let's think. Get Shadows. Lion Sash. We're just looking for Trample now. Or, excuse me, Sigarda. We're looking for Sigarda's Aid. We have Trample. So I'm just looking for... I didn't actually expect this would happen, but... I guess now everything else is... free real estate. Now Sigarda's Aid's no longer... Well, this game would have been so much easier if I... Soulscar Mage is also very annoying for my indestructible stuff. Okay. Well, I think we would have been fine if I dealt with the Pia, but maybe not. Maybe... No, I think we would have been. Okay. So their deck seems basically unplayable if they don't have Pia in play. So let's put in Seam Rip. Do I want Wedding Announcement? Probably, actually. Johnny's a bit different. He can be attacked, but if I'm going first, and I think their deck is like all shocks, See that being good. But what is it? Chain to the Rocks. Is it just Chain to the Rocks? Maybe I don't want Loran. Oh, why? I thought there was another card in their deck. I guess Showdown of the Scolds, but not that good. I don't... Yeah, their deck is annoying against my deck. They just have Exile. They have -1/-1 counters for Soulscar Mage. Chain of the Rocks plus Soulscar Mage is enough. Where I just think my deck is probably too bad. Because they can deal with the hammer stuff, and they can deal with the monument stuff. Where, like, if I was just playing Greasefang and I Parhelia on them, they can't do anything. They just have a bunch of cards that don't do anything against Greasefang. Do no Loran. I think I do want Seam Rip. Try no Spur Boots. Nah, let's just enact our main game plan and have a couple Seam Rips. We can readjust on the draw. Shelter by Ghost didn't look very good. Okay. Keeping a couple just because we are on the play. Like, you can just go first and have Ward and beat people up. Yeah, they can just deal with all my things while still having much of card advantage over me. Okay. Bleeding Spirit ends up being probably my best card here, which is funny, because I don't think that's typically the case. But it means that I can actually dodge -1/-1 or Exile. Whereas the Indestructibles cannot do that. Do I want to put Fleeting Spirit into play, or do I want to put Cloud into play? Get a Hammer. We're fine. We're just gonna... I have everything I need. We're gonna put the Spirit into play, and then they should have... Portable Hole my Sigarda's Aid, but I have a second one. They should probably... not have too many answers to the Dragonfire Blade being left up. I think we just hope they don't have Portable Hole. Keep all our stuff. I guess somewhat likely they also have Quarry Steelcutter in their deck. Maybe that's the other thing my brain was telling me to have the Lorans for. That means that it's good, but... Well, that makes my job a lot easier. As you can see. Okay. They were dead. They weren't dead, but they were dead. Okay, so Chain of the Rocks. Maybe Portable Hole, Quarry Steelcutter. The Quarry Steelcutter is the other card, right? I said their deck looks kind of bad if they don't have Pia, but Steelcutter's kind of... It's very similar, where it enables... It gives them a payoff for playing their card advantage stuff. I do just have Seam Rip, though. I think I want the 4th Seam Rip. And then, what am I taking out? Of Loran. I don't think the body matters. Like, if they're ever getting a Thopter. On the draw, do I want more grindy elements? Do I want Wedding Announcement after they go after my things? I think I'm just gonna still try to cheese them with Hammer. I guess that's just how things are gonna be. I could draw the Spirit again. And dodge the Chain of the Rocks. Like that, the Spirit was the difference maker there, right? If I had Indestructible, it would have just Chain of the Rocks it. Okay. I think this is a keep. Now the question is going to be, do I want to be greedy with the Cloud or not? You just get Lavaspur Boots and then haste Kemba. Or... and make it very large. I think I'm gonna play for the big Kemba. Force them to have Chain of the Rocks or whatever. Hand is all spells, so I'm not going to be surprised. I do have Seam Rip, so I guess I get it right back. Could even Shelter by Ghost it. And Resolve. Okay. Found Chain of the Rocks, didn't find a white source. Okay, so I think our line here is Shelter, Cloud for Lavaspur, and then hope they don't have like a... Oh, I boarded it out like a donkey. I boarded it out. Ah! Alright, everyone calm down. Everyone be cool. Shit. Okay, so this is going to come back. It's going to be big. Shadowspear. Shit. Well, if I had the Lavaspur, they go chain. A2. Are we? They just pump. Get messed up. Okay. Alright, I'll take it, I'll take it. If I didn't board out the Lavaspur, which, you know, maybe that's incorrect. Let me count the mana, because I'm not really sure. The Lavaspur is 1, 2. And then Seam Rip's just 1. So I'll have 2 free mana. Chain goes here. Pay 2 is 1 mana left. You get Swift Spear back. But I go Seam Rip, Kemba back, Trigger, Hammer, equip, Lavaspur, equip. I guess I don't get Trample, right? So they weren't even dead. They just had to chump. Right? So I didn't actually... Yeah, and I wouldn't even have had the Shadowspear. So I didn't really consider the Swift Spear coming back. So maybe I messed that up. But our deck did some stuff. Like, it did its thing. Is this better than Greasefang? I doubt it. Greasefang's pretty powerful. But I do think this is a way to try hammer stuff for people that want to experiment. It's an interesting approach. You are monocolor. You have good mana. There's plenty of different directions to pivot with. And I do think there is some amount of overlap between the cards where, like, these have indestructible and then you have a bunch of equipment. So it does kind of fit well. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.